Okay, so it's our lecture number 7 on solid state physics. And today I will discuss mostly the previous year's questions and also a little bit about the electronic specific heat. Okay, so and I will tell you, you have pen and copy with you guys. If you don't,
Yes, ma'am.
arrange within.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, very good, very good. Okay, so these are the problems. Okay, and you have to try to solve the problems. Okay, I will also give you the solution, but first you need to solve. So the problem is the dispersion relation. 1 second, guys, let me. The dispersion relation of a gas of spin half fermions in 2 dimension is E equals to h cut nu vector k, where E is the energy and vector k is a wave vector, and this V is a constant with the dimension of velocity. If the Fermi energy at 0 temperature is epsilon f, then the number of particles per unit area is. Okay, so what you have this energy in terms of k, wave vector. Okay, and it's a 2D case. Okay, it's a 2-dimension case, and at absolute 0 your Fermi energy is epsilon f, and you have to find out the number of particles per unit area. Okay, means small m. So can you solve this question? Yes or not?
Ma'am,
Sure.
number of particles like capital N we need to find out, right, in this problem.
But, yeah.
Then that formula yesterday we used 1 by 4 into 2 dimension 2 pi k by pi by L whole square. That one.
Yeah, great, sharp, good.
Ma'am,
So please, option
no,
solve.
option 1, ma'am.
No, 1 is not correct. Please solve the question, Aarti.
Ma'am, answer D, 4.
Yeah, it's correct. Okay, so it's a very first question. So I will give you the solution. Okay, so your energy is this. Okay, E equals to h naught nu k, and k we will take this term is in magnitude, so it will be like this. Okay, and we have solved the problem based on these conditions. In 2D, your density of state will be this. Okay, in these types of questions now you are required to use these relation. Okay, so for 2D your density of state will be this. Okay, we are talking about the area element, so it will be 2 pi k and okay 2 pi k dk, and this will pi upon L the whole square and 1 by 2. Okay, so this is your density of states in 2D. Okay, so we will write the value of k in terms of E from here. So k will be E upon h cut nu, right? So put the value of your k here. Okay, and at t equals to 0 Kelvin, our Fermi energy is epsilon f. So how we can calculate the number of particles? Because simply the definition of an density of state is the number of particles per unit energy range, means this term is basically dN over dE. So by integration of this whole term, by applying the limits from 0 to epsilon m, we can find out the total number of particles. You know this thing, right? And put the value of this GE dE. Okay, means the density of states in terms of energy. Put the value. Okay, and we have E here, and the different integration of E will be E square by 2, E square by 2, and on place of E we will put the limit, that is epsilon f, and all the other terms will be same. Okay, so we will have okay, this term, and we are going to calculate the number of particles per unit area. Means basically we are going to calculate small n, sorry, and your small n is capital N over L square, because L square is area. So divide this term by L square, so L square will be eliminated. So this is the number of particles per unit area. Okay, you got the answer, and you okay, any confusion?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. And these types of questions now, guys, these are very common in our examination. Okay, so you need to find out. And I think in last lecture na, I think by mistake, I don't remember actually, but I put 1/4 here. If it's the case na, just remember we will take 1/2 only. Okay. So your next problem is, if the number density of a free electron gas in 3D is increased 8 times, its Fermi temperature will. Okay, so this is very simple. Your Fermi energy in 3D is this. This is the formula of Fermi energy, and this is N, and N equals to capital N over V. And you are, okay, so basically you are increasing the number density. Okay, so now your number density will be 8 times of this density, that is 8N. So you can calculate, you know this thing. Okay, so you can calculate the new Fermi energy, and this is 4EF. But you didn't know about the Fermi temperature. So let me tell you this formula. We can relate the temperature with Fermi energy. Okay, and you all know E equals to KT basically. So this is a formula. So Fermi energy will be KTF, means TF is your Fermi temperature. So if you know your Fermi energy, you can figure out, you can find out the corresponding Fermi temperature TF. Okay, and they are directly proportional. So if your Fermi energy is increased by factor 4, so obviously your Fermi temperature will also be increased by the same factor, because they are in a linear relationship. Okay, so your TF, your new temperature will be 4TF. Okay guys, so you should also note down this formula. This is also important thing. Next problem is the electrical conductivity of copper is approximately 95% of the electrical conductivity of silver. Okay, while the electron density in silver is approximately 70% of the electron density in copper. In Root's model, the approximate ratio tau Cu over tau Ag of the mean collision time in copper, we have given this tau U is a mean collision time for copper, and this tau Ag is mean collision time for your silver. Okay, so you have to calculate this value, the ratio. Okay, so what you have, the electrical conductivity of copper, okay, is, so you know the formula of conductivity, electric conductivity, and that is sigma. We also discussed little bit about this in last lecture. So sigma is N square tau upon M, because we are relating sigma and tau. Okay, we are using this formula of sigma in terms of tau, because we are talking about tau here. So N square tau upon M, and in this way you can write this formula for both copper and for silver and divide. So all these terms N, E square, M are constant. Okay, so what we will have finally, okay, one more thing, N is not constant here because the electron density in different materials is different. Okay, so only E square and M are constant here. Okay, so the ratio sigma Cu upon sigma Ag will be NCu over NAg, tau Cu over tau Ag. Okay, and you have the relation between these terms. Okay, you know that this is given here now. The electrical conductivity in copper is 95%, so you can relate these. Okay, so it will be this. And what you have, the density is 70% in the case of your, once again, while the electron density in silver is approximately 70% density in copper. So you can put the related values, okay, and you can find out the ratio of this tau Cu over tau Ag. Okay, So these formulas are important. Okay. Okay, your next thing is, and you are going to solve this problem. So the low energy electronic excitation in a 2D sheet of graphene is given by, I also included this problem in last lecture, kya guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so I forgot. Okay, so no issue. Let's skip. Okay, so your next problem is, and these problems are from GATE and NET examinations only. So for an ideal Fermi gas in 3D, the electron velocity Vf at the Fermi surface is related to electron concentration Ns. Quickly, just tell me the answer. It's very, very simple. For 3D, you know the formula of Fermi energy in terms of n, and you also know the formula of Fermi energy in terms of velocity, right? What is the formula of Fermi velocity?
H cut kf by n.
And you also
Option A, ma'am.
2 by 3 power to n power 2 by 3, I guess.
Option Vf proportional to n power 2 by 3.
Okay, so everyone is getting what 2 by 3.
Oh, God.
So your formula, your velocity is h cut kf upon m. Okay, and in the formula of your Fermi energy, we got the power of 2 by 3. And the formula of Fermi energy is h cut square k square upon m. So if your k square is 3 pi square n to the power 1 by 2 by 3, so k will be 3 pi square n to the power 1 by 3 only, na? Okay. So your option D is correct option. Okay, guys?
Here they are asking kf value, right, ma'am? Radius of.
They are asking the electron velocity Vf in terms of electron concentration. They are talking about asking the dependence of n on Vf. Okay. So basically you have to find out the formula of Vf. So the formula of Vf is this. You are confused how you are getting this? What is the formula of EF?
H cut square by 2m kf square.
1 second, guys. It's working. I'm not good in annotation, so please don't mind.
H cut square by 2m.
It's not working actually now. So okay. You know na, I'm not going to write. Okay. It's at h cut square k square upon m. Okay, 2m I think. Okay. So basically you have kf square. Okay, and your kf square in terms of ef is 3 pi square n to the whole power 2 by 3. So kf is this term, 3 pi square n to the power 1 by 3, and your Vf is h cut kf upon m. It means directly proportional to kf. So the power of n in kf is same as in Vf. So power will be n to the power 1 by 3 now. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Please do practice these questions. Okay. So next thing is read the questions. The total energy E of an ideal non-relativistic Fermi gas in the 3D is given by this. Okay, we have already given this total energy, where n is number of particles and V is the volume of the gas. Identify the correct equation of state. Okay, you have to find out the correct equation of state, and these equations are basically the relation between the energy and your pressure. Okay, and you know the formula of pressure in terms of energy. It's P equals to minus del E over del V at constant n. So if you have this E, okay, you can find out the P. What will be del E over del V? What you will get? I think I took the wrong thing. Solve this. When you will differentiate with respect to V, this term, the power is minus 2 by 3. So it will be minus 2 by 3, and n to the power pi by 3 will be same, V to the power minus pi by 3. Okay. So your E will be minus 2 by 3, n to the power pi by 3, and upon V to the power 5 by 3. And you are relating P and E. So P is this. So once you will multiply P by B, you will get E, but you will also get the term 2 by 3. So this is the right answer. Just solve this question. And tell me if you are getting the issue. It's not working. Okay, but it will be C. Just check the answer once.
Yes, ma'am. C 2 by 3.
Yeah. So see, it's not difficult at all. Okay, so C will be your answer. This is your correct answer. Okay, guys, any issue?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So your
No, ma'am.
okay, so your next problem is, consider a two-dimension electron gas with a density of 10 to the power 19 per meter square. The Fermi energy of the system is, for 2D you have concentration, you have N, and you are going to calculate the Fermi energy. Okay, so you can use this formula. Your EF is N pi h cut square upon M in 2D, or also you can write this formula like this. Okay, it is the same thing, and we have N, so we can easily calculate your EF. And also we will have we have in this question given already the mass of your electron, H, and the value of E. So we have all these constants and we can easily solve. And this problem is from the okay, the lattice specific heat. Okay, so the lattice specific heat C of a crystalline solid can be obtained using the Dulong-Pettit model, Einstein model, and device model. At low temperature, the condition is this: at low temperature, okay, your H cut omega is very greater than KT. Which one of the following statement is true? Okay, so tell me the answer. You have 2 minutes to think about this question. Everyone has to answer. time's up. Okay, 2 minutes. So, okay. So I will start with Shravya.
DBA model in low temperature, it's obeying T cube law, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, and what about the others? Einstein.
Then in Einstein model also, it's obeying T cube law only.
Okay, it's your answer. Okay, and what about the Dulong-Pettit model?
It couldn't explain low temperature right now. Dulong-Pettit model.
Okay, okay, I will give you the answer later. Aarti, what you got?
Ma'am, option A.
Okay, Arya, you there? What you think, Arya?
Um,
Hmm.
at low temperature,
Okay, you can tell me if you know something. You can tell me your answer. I will explain all these things later. Confused?
yes.
Okay, no problem. Justin?
Option C, ma'am.
Okay. Hasmukh?
Ma'am, option C. Because
Yes.
in Dulong-Pettit law, C is constant. If CV is equal to 3R, so C is constant. And in Debye model, C proportional to T cube. So I
Okay.
think option C is correct.
Okay, so Justin and Hasmukh are right. Okay, and I think, okay. So Dulong-Pettit law, what is a Dulong-Pettit law? We did it in classical theory. We discussed it about in Einstein theory and also about this in device model also. Okay, so Dulong-Pettit law is basically when your CV specific heat is 3R and 3R is constant. So it's constant. So this C should be constant. So what option we should have? B and C. Let's see about the Einstein model. If you find, I'm telling you the strategy how you should look for the right answer. So Dulong-Pettit is the easiest thing. So you can figure out that it should be constant. So these two options should be correct. But if you are confused about the Einstein, you can just move to Debye model. So Debye model was the model. This model successfully explained the specific heat at low temperature. And what was the experimental result about the specific heat? That it should follow the T cube law. Okay, and device successfully explained this thing. So according to this, C should be proportional to T cube. So in B and C options, we have here in C only that C is proportional to T cube for Debye model. So it should be the right answer. Na? If still you don't know about the Einstein theory, so by applying your Dulong and Debye model, you can figure out the right answer. It should be C. And what about the Einstein? In Einstein, actually, in at low temperature, C is proportional to e to the power minus theta E over T upon T square. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Okay, in Dulong-Pettit, it's 3R. Einstein result is this. Okay, CE, it's proportional to basically e to the power minus theta E over T upon T. And in device theory, you all know this was the formula. And simply, you need not to remember the formula actually each and every time. But the main thing you should also remember. You should always remember. Okay. Any confusion in this question? Arya, Shravya, Aarti?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, great. And you are going to solve this question as well. So this is the GATE 2008 examination question. Consider a two-dimensional electron gas of n electrons of mass m, each in a system of size LL. So it's a 2D case. the density of states between energy epsilon and epsilon plus d epsilon is. This is very simple, but you are going to answer at least 78. Giving you just 1 minute to process. You guys have taken your 1 minute, and this is the simplest.
Yeah. First one is option A, ma'am.
Okay, Shravya. Okay, I will tell you later.
Okay.
Aarti?
मैम सॉल्व नहीं हुआ है अभी.
Arya?
Option A, ma'am.
Okay, Justin?
Option D, ma'am.
Hasmukh?
I can't solve, ma'am.
So
I'm trying.
Pearl answered A,
No, ma'am. I think option C.
and first you answered A.
No, now only I answered.
Okay. So, guys, this is the what I should tell you. This is very, very simple. And in 2D, you all know this formula. How many times we have already used this thing? What is the formula of density of states for 2D? It's 4 pi ma upon h square. You know this formula? You know this thing? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, very well, ma'am.
So what is the problem here? Just tell me. The density of states between energy epsilon and epsilon plus d epsilon 4 pi ma over h square dE. So what was the confusion?
Just putting A is equal to S.
Ma'am, D of E is proportional to alpha E D by N by N, ma'am.
What you are asking? Huh?
The number of electrons allowed, D of E is proportional to E, D minus N by N, ma'am.
Yeah, but you are going in the advanced version. We need to figure out first as the options are given. Okay, so the approach should be like seeing the options first. So it's clearly asking you the dependency of E. Okay, the density of the states in terms of E, or you can say in terms of the area. So you need to first remember the basic things. Okay, so okay, so this was a simple. And Aarti, I think you are trying to solve. You are telling me that you didn't solve. Okay, so we need not to solve actually. Okay, these are yeah. Dekho, look, the Fermi energy formulas, the density of energy, density of states formulas for 3 dimensions, 1, 2, and 3. All these 3 dimensions we need to remember. Okay, we need to remember these formulas. Okay, and these formulas, like these types of formulas, and second, the types of formulas where we write these density of states in terms of k, like 2 pi k dk upon pi by l whole square. Okay, so these 2 types of things now you need to understand and you need to remember, because I will tell you that in your upcoming exam you will definitely have the questions related to Fermi energy and density of states using these formulas. Okay, so this is the triple star, we can say, problems. So this is the simplest thing. So this will be your formula. And second problem is the ground state energy E naught of the system in terms of the Fermi energy epsilon F and the number of electrons as is n is given by. This thing I didn't tell you, okay? The kinetic energy, okay, the average kinetic energy of a single electron in 3D, we discussed what was the case, 3 upon F epsilon F 0, okay? They are writing here epsilon F, basically this is epsilon F 0, okay? So for single electron in 3-dimension case, the average kinetic energy is 3 upon 5 epsilon F, and if you have n number of electrons in 3D, it will be 3 upon 5 n epsilon F 0. For 1 dimension, we also discussed, then in 1 dimension for n number of electrons, the average kinetic energy will be 1 upon 3 n epsilon F 0. Here they are asking in 2D case, this is a 2-dimension case. So in 2D, the average kinetic energy for a single electron is 1 upon 2 EF0. And for n number of electrons, it will be 1 upon 2 NEF0. Okay, so also note down this formula in 2-dimension case. So the average kinetic energy is basically the ground state energy here. Okay, and sometimes if you are confused about the words they are using, I think like if you like thinking, like you know only the average kinetic energy, you don't know about the ground state energy. So in this case, in such type of cases, just look carefully your answers. So while you are looking at your answer, it give you a hint that they are talking about the average kinetic energy if you are confused about this term. Okay, so when you will look like this is a familiar term, this is also a familiar term. So obviously they are talking about average kinetic energy, and your average kinetic energy is the ground state energy here. Okay, so this B is your right answer because we are in 2-dimension. Okay. Okay, so this problem you are going to solve. This is, we can say, a little lengthy problem, but I will give you the hint and you should apply all the basic things you already know. So the atomic radius of sodium is 1.86 angstrom. Okay, calculate the Fermi energy of sodium at absolute 0. So in we can say your sodium is what is the structure, crystal structure of sodium? I already given you few examples of FCC, BCC and simple cubic crystal structure. So sodium, what is the crystal structure of sodium?
Body center, I think.
It's FCC. It's FCC.
Okay. NaCl is body.
So it's FCC and you have to calculate the Fermi energy.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so use the formula because it will be a 3D case. So use the formula of Fermi energy, epsilon F equals to h square upon 2m 3 pi square n to the power 2 by 3. Use this formula and you know the value of h, or I should tell you 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule per second. And you know the value of m. Put all these values and try to find out the value of Fermi energy. Okay, so I think you will be confused in this question, or you can solve. Okay, yeah, my bad. Your sodium is BCC, Justin, or Hasmukh. It's BCC, not FCC.
Okay.
Ma'am, then volume of unit cell will be A cube by 2, right?
Yeah, it will be AQ by 2, and you also you should also know what's the radius of sodium atom, because it's not given here. So the radius of the sodium atom will be R, this 1.86 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So if you have the value of R, you can calculate the value of A, okay, AQ, or directly you can find the value of B in terms of this. So here it's basically V equals to AQ by 2.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am on general doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, we are considering sodium as BCC, ma'am. How, ma'am?
Sodium is, it's a crystal structure. I mean, this you can find only in experiments. Okay, that this crystal structure is Na. Sorry, BCC. Because in sodium, na, there will be in a unit cell, single unit cell, there will also a sodium atom just at the body location, just at the center of your body location. So this thing we can only see in experimental things. Okay, so you need to remember the sodium is BCC. Okay, and I think
Okay.
okay, and one thing you should remember, but in most of the questions now it's already given that it's BCC or FCC.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. You guys are solving question, na?
Yes, ma'am. But it's too lengthy, ma'am.
Okay.
Calculation are too lengthy.
Yeah, but it's only in this way, na, you can reduce your time. Okay. So you can calculate.
Ma'am?
We have the radius of sodium. Okay, here. So you can calculate the volume of unit cell, and it will be for. So for okay, so the volume of unit cell for BCC will be V equals to AQ by 2. Okay, from here it will be by 2, and your R in terms of A is this. You can relate A with R. A equals to 4R upon under root 3 to the whole cube, because it's a BCC thing. So you can calculate the volume, and once you calculate the volume, you can also put all these values of H, M, and you can calculate the value of your Fermi energy at absolute zero, okay, by using this thing. So final answer will be in Joule only. And if you have your answer in Joule, you can convert this term in electron volt, okay, by dividing this term by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, okay. So you will get your answer.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, in examination we cannot take calculator. So how can we solve this lengthy question like
It's
multiplication?
no, it's not. Yeah, you are thinking that it's complicated, but it's not actually. These types of problems you will going to face in NET examination. I think in GATE this time I don't know calculator is allowed or not, but previously in GATE examination only you can take your calculator, scientific calculator, but in NET exam you are not allowed, so you have to solve. Okay.
And ma'am,
Hmm.
this is so much time consuming, so we don't have so much time in examination.
Yeah, but this is only you are जितना आप practice करोगे ना, it will be good for you to solve such things. Okay, and powers are not that issue, na. You can multiply this term. It's simple, not easy. Okay, or it's not that much complicated. Okay, time will be okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Volume term, how is that 7.9? Is that correct?
One thing.
Because a cube by 2, right?
But if you are talking n upon v, na, like if we are only taking the number density, it will be a cube by 2. So if they are using b equals to a cube, but in our case it will be 7.93 by 2.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Hasmukh.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so solve the problems. Okay, solve the whole the calculation part when you are solving the problem. Okay, so solve the whole problem, and once you think that your calculation is okay, you can easily calculate. Okay, so that then after that only you can skip the calculation part while solving some problems. And one more thing, guys, it happened with me also that you are in hurry when you are solving problems. Okay, so in examination there is lot of pressure. So what happens sometimes, and it happened with me, that in hurry what I did, like we have 1.05 upon 2 into 9.1, so I mistakenly forget these two terms and just divide these two terms or got the answer. Okay, I skipped these two terms, and the main thing is that the wrong answer which I found is already present in the options. So we mark that. So, okay, so your calculation part is also very, very important. Okay. So jitna aap calculation karoge, jitna aap practice karoge, it will be good for you. Okay. Yeah. So I think you can get the answer now. So now we will discuss a little bit about the electronic specific heat in this lecture. So in classical theory, in Einstein theory, and in device theory, we calculate CV. And what was that CV? That CV is, what was that CV? That CV is the lattice specific heat. Okay, for solids, if you remember that we have two types of specific heats. Okay, one is lattice specific heat. Okay, and second thing is electronic specific heat. So lattice specific heat is the dominating factor, dominating specific heat in solids. But we should also discuss about the electronic specific heat because it's also important. So you know that the average kinetic energy of a free electron classically, okay, it's classically, you know the average kinetic energy for an electron in 3D, it's 3 by 2 kT. How you know this thing? You know the equipartition law of energy, right? So for corresponds to each degree of freedom, we have the kinetic energy, the thermal energy is half kT. Half kT is the energy associated with each degree of freedom. So if you are talking about an electron in 3 dimensions, so in 3 dimension you have 3 dimensions. So for 3 it will be 3 by 2 kT. So this formula is important and simple, and in many problems you are supposed to use this formula. Okay, so your E is 3 by 2 kT. in the metal contains n number of electrons. Okay, so for n number of electrons, your total kinetic energy will be equals to n E naught bar, because this E naught bar is the average kinetic energy of a single electron. So total energy will be 3/2 n kBt. And how you can calculate then that electronic specific heat? You know this thing, your electronic specific heat means specific heat simply CV equals to dE over dt. Okay, dE over dt, and we are talking about electronic specific heat, so we require the electronic energy, electronic kinetic energy. So your CV will be 3/2 n kb if you will differentiate this term with respect to T. So this CV is 3/2 n kb here. So in quantum mechanics, what you suggest that the electron which contribute the specific heat, these electrons are basically the electrons which lie within an energy range kT below the Fermi level. Means if you have a Fermi level, and below Fermi level there will be so many levels in which all the levels will be filled by the electrons. So the levels we can say in the range kBt only, and the electrons in this range only are responsible to contribute in the specific heat. Okay, so and what is the reason behind this? Because the electron gas is heated up to a temperature T, then electrons will acquire energy of the order kT and jump to the empty higher energy states. Means you know what is the thermal energy. Thermal energy is kT. Means if you have an electron and if you will give your electron an energy, we can say of the range of this term kBt, only then this electron can jump to the higher energy state. Okay, and these electrons we can say the deep lying electrons which are lying below the kBt range, they will not going to contribute in the specific heat. Okay, so in this way you can find out the total number of electrons which will contribute to the electronic specific heat for your system. Okay, so the number of electrons which will contribute to this specific heat will be of this range, and kBt over EF. Okay, and you can also write this in terms of temperature only, because your EF is what your EF is, it's kBTF. So kB will be eliminated, so it will be T upon TF. So this and T upon TF are the actual number of electrons inside your metal which are responsible to contribute in electronic specific heat. Okay, so your total CV, your total electronic specific heat will be 3/2 n kB T upon TF, because this is the general formula. But as we have discussed that quantum mechanically, we have seen that total number of n electrons are not going to contribute to the whole electronic specific heat. This n is basically n T upon TF. So we need to put the actual value. Okay, so it will be 3/2 n kB T upon TF. So it's important, means your electronic specific heat depends on temperature in this way. CV is proportional to T. So don't be confused while you are solving problems. Okay, so if you have specific heat, but it's we can say it's electronic specific heat, so we will have we are going to use this formula. And if you talk about the lattice specific heat, so you should remember the Dulong Pettit law, all these class we can say Einstein specific heat theory and Rude Lauren devised model. Okay, so this is your electronic specific heat. Okay, so this is the last thing. I didn't actually, I have some work, so this was your today's lecture. So if you have any confusion, please ask, or general thing. Aarti, Arya, Shravya, Justin, Hasmukh.
No doubt, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So okay. One thing, guys, one important thing that you know that today at 7 p.m. you will have first lecture of nuclear physics. Okay. Dr. Amrit Pal Singh will join. Okay, so be ready for your first lecture, first class of nuclear physics. And also in this coming week you will have two quizzes at least, one for solid state physics and one for mathematical physics. Okay, and also Monica ma'am will also give you some questions. So we will also organize a quiz for your thermodynamics and statistical physics. So most probably you will have 3 quizzes. Okay, so we will share with you the link. Okay, so prepare. And in last quiz there were 5 attempts allowed, but from now onwards we will have only 1. Okay, so if you are facing any network issue or any other issue, in that case only we will reopen the quiz for you for genuine reason, but you need to prepare, and we will have only 1 attempt. Okay, and time will be same, 20 minutes will be there, and 10 to 15 questions I guess will be there. Okay, so be ready. And in my paper there will be mostly the questions where you need to solve. I means it will take some time. They will be not like that 1 mark questions, just read and you can take. Okay, so you need to prepare well. And in mathematical also you have covered so many things now, so based on these topics we will have quiz. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, tomorrow I'm going to my workplace in the university. So I request you to hold the quiz on Saturday and Sunday because during the working days I
Okay.
will have workload. So I
Okay,
can't
so
take the quiz.
okay, so Aarti there?
Yes, ma'am.
So Aarti, okay, so we will give you the link. Okay, so it will be open whole week.
Okay, ma'am.
So,
Okay.
so you can give according to your convenience, because we are not going like last time. Like we are not giving you the time. Like at this time only you can give the quiz. You can give the quiz according to your convenience, but you have to be honest. Okay, you are not going
Okay,
to
ma'am.
be the the whole your marks. Okay, it's for you. It's for
Okay, ma'am.
and
Okay. Thank you,
definitely
ma'am.
ask things what you, but it's not like that you will open your notes and you are giving the quiz. Okay, so according to your convenience now you can give the quiz, but in this week now we will give you the quizzes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, no issue. And you guys applied for GATE examination because it's open.
And
Yes, ma'am. I applied for this.
You all are thinking to apply, I guess, because you should.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
GATE examination is little simpler than NET examination. So it's good if you are looking for PhD. So in ITs, you can go if you have good score in GATE. Okay, MTech, I don't think I think you all are trying to go for PhD, na?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, so you should also apply for GATE examination, because GATE is little simpler. So you can apply, and it's not that much difficult to get more than 50 marks in GATE. So you can definitely apply, and it will be in February. You have time, you have much time, and it will not be postponed, because about NET we are little confused. We are not that much sure, but I'm telling you for GATE now it will be like on the same date which is given in the application form, application brochure. So apply for the GATE as well. And or if you have some general queries, you can ask us if you have any confusion regarding these examination or about your any other thing, PhDs or MTechs also. So you can ask. Okay. So let's, if you don't have anything, we can close this lecture, okay? And we will shortly upload the videos and the PDFs. And you are continuously downloading your lectures and PDFs from the Google Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Okay. So prepare and have a nice day. Okay. Chalo. Okay. Let's
Okay, ma'am.
this session. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.